here. It's fine. Turn that camera. It'll work better, see? Use your fingers. Is there anybody there?
No.
Is there anybody out there? Maybe now? Is the little dial thing going?
There's one light, but no, I don't see anybody. Weird. Oh, there's somebody says hi. There you go.
Hello. Yay,
Hey,
we're on.
there you go.
So we are actually in Ohio. We're in Ohio. We're in Ashland, Ohio. Ashland, Ohio. Mansfield and Worcester is here, right? Right there, Route 30. We're on 71. So you can point that thing out the back and you can see what we had to go by. Yep. There it is.
There it is.
So what are they saying? You're going to have to read. I can't read and drive.
It's just everybody saying hi.
Okay, so everybody's saying hi.
You took a wrong turn. You
No.
just went past my house. Somebody says my state.
Your state. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm in.
Another spray rig.
Well, there's a story. There's always a story when it comes to me, right?
Always a story.
So the story is that about a week ago, my Hardy Commander 750 started acting up to the point where I know I'm sucking air someplace and it is cavitating in the pump. And that cavitation in the pump is causing it to bore holes through the heads on the pump. I can't find the hole, and we're trying to spray, and we're only able to go about 4 miles an hour, where I should be able to go 10 to 12 to 15 miles an hour across the field with that sprayer. And I just don't have the time to figure it out. Well, we're trying to spray, spread, and do everything else and get rid and bring compost home and do all this work. So the tires on that Commander 750 are shot. So I was looking for tires for it. No used tires available that anybody knows of. New tires, $4,000 and change, closer to $5,000. I'm like, holy shit, because they're a 46-inch rubber. 46. So those are expensive to begin with, but they're a really weird low-profile 46-inch rubber. So $5,000 there. The pump has holes in the head where it's squirting fertilizer out the face of it in those what do you call it, pump? It's a piston pump. What they call a piston pump, it's not really a piston pump. It's a diaphragm pump. Yes, it's not a piston pump, it's a diaphragm pump. So now maybe still spinning wheel of death.
No, it says must be a bad place.
What?
Must be a bad place, somebody.
Yeah, there's towers right there. So
hello from Texas. Somebody was asking about your cat loader. No. Cat crawler loader. Do you know what you're going to do with your cat crawler loader?
I do. I'd like to get the damn thing running because there's a lot of things I need to do with it. It's just a matter of finding the time to do that. But let me finish my story before we get into other things. All right?
Yeah.
So that piston or that diaphragm pump is very expensive. It's a 362 model diaphragm pump. It's got 6 heads on it, 6 diaphragms, check valves check valves in them. And it's just, that will cost me a lot of money. Each one of those heads are hundreds of dollars a piece. I need 2 of them. So by the time I rebuild it, I'm going to have well over $1,000 into it, maybe $1,500 to $1,700 into that pump. So we're at $6,000, $7,000 just to rebuild this pump. So I went to the internet and I'm looking for a Hardy Commander Plus 750. I find them. They're quite a popular sprayer. Still for a decent one, you're still looking at spending $10,000. Well, I don't really want to spend $10,000, but it's okay if I have to. But anyways, I'm like, well, see if they got a navigator I like the Navigator. It's got nicer, it's just a nicer system. But I want the 60-foot booms over the 90s because I will not be running this one. The boys will be running this one. And lo and behold, I find a 1,100 gallon, perfect, 1,100 gallons, rinse tank, everything that the other one has, less the suspension, less the other things that it has. And it's 60-foot booms. Great, just what I need. So it's in Ohio, so I went. I went out. Me and Teresa came out, and William came out today, and we bought it. $8,750. Now the booms on the 750, they're pretty well shot, but this is the same boom as what is on that Commander 750. So all the parts that I have on that one will fit on this one. Now the other day I bought a box of parts that was a little bigger than a shoebox, and sure enough, it was $500 and some odd for those bits and pieces that went in there. And I'm like, if I buy this sprayer for $8,750, I'm golden, because there's $10,000 worth of giblets on that sprayer. So 10,000, probably just in parts alone, 10,000. And the nice thing is, I don't have that piston pump. This sprayer is set up to run a high-pro centrifugal hydraulic pump. So that's even better yet, if you ask me. I'm just happy about that. So this has a centrifugal pump. It's set up for a centrifugal pump. I have centrifugal pumps and they're easily and readily available. When one of those things blows up, big deal. It's $500 or $600, not $5,000 or $6,000. So I think I've got a hell of a deal here. This came with it doesn't have foam markers, which is fine because I have foam markers on the other sprayer, which I can easily put on here. Or just say, you know what, I'm not going to have foam markers on this one. I am just going to use the GPS unit. And that's more than likely what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put the GPS unit on this sprayer. It's just going to take a little more time to set it up at the beginning of the field. And hopefully these guys can figure it out. I'll probably end up buying another GPS unit. But if not, well, that's okay too. I really don't care. I'll be happy with what I got.
I thought I saw Michael Fazio. He says hi from the Philippines.
Oh, Fazio's out there? Hey, Mr. Fazio. We're in Ohio. Michael Fazio. You know, I gotta get a hold of him.
Why?
Because we're gonna come visit when we see him when we go to the Philippines.
Oh, you mean next year?
Next year. I'd like to come visit. I want to see.
Get your seed corn and chemicals.
Yeah, it's been today for the last 4 days. And today is the day that it's supposed to 100% guaranteed gonna be there today. And sorry about your luck, Mr. Pandy.
Not today, like
Not
William.
today.
Not today. Not today.
Yeah, that stupid thing. So yeah, no, I haven't gotten it yet. Supposed to be there on Monday. Not there on Monday. Supposed to be there Tuesday.
Don't you love it? Yeah, I got my treadmill today, so I'm not gonna complain about that.
Yeah, I wish they would just be honest and say, hey, Wesley, we're not going to be able to get that until this day, the actual day, because I've got people waiting for it to show up. I'm paying Grant to hang out there instead of tendering the other sprayer. I had him do something else. I would have had him on the sprayer today, but no, I got somebody there in hopes that this thing will get here today, and it's costing me money for nothing because there's only so many times you can sweep the shop floor. He is pressure washing the baler, so he is doing that. That's getting cleaned up before we go ahead and tear into that one pretty good. But Jesus, Pete, it's like, what is going on here? But no. So anyways, that's the deal. I'm going to part out the Commander 750, or the Commander Plus 750. This is a Navigator 1100, so it should be good. I get a little extra gallons. I can go farther, get things done faster because I've got 1,100 gallons on board instead of just the 750. So there you go, right?
What are you doing in Ohio? Did I miss something?
Turn the thing to the back.
That's what we're doing in Ohio right there.
Yes. That's what we're doing.
The boy is out. The poor baby.
Oh, good. You can shut that off. How can that kid sleep so
I
much?
don't know.
I think he's growing. That kid
I-
is growing.
Are you going to get a big M this year? What? Hold on.
Well, I'd love to say yes.
I
What did you do?
trying to read this comment here. See. I'm not.
Just
I
slide
don't
it
know.
up.
Oh, okay. I see. Are you going to be getting big M this year?
I would love to say yes, but I'm going to say no. The price of mulch hay is not where it should be. The price of good hay is. And I will tell you this, that if these mushroom growers do not decide to actually pay a minimum of about $130 a ton for hay this year, I'm going to be making a lot of hay that is going to be going to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and it will be sold at the auctions. I will not deal privately, just for the simple reason I'm not hanging on to money. I'm going to deliver it. I'm going to get a paycheck before I leave the auction, and then they will be delivered. Right now, hay at the auction markets is somewhere north of $200 a ton. So for mulch hay at $105 a ton or $103 a ton, I'm not excited to make mulch hay. Of course, I will be making mulch hay, but I will be purchasing new tarps, brand new tarps from Inland Hay Tarp Company, about 20 of them. And yeah, it's going to cost $10,000 to do that, but they will last me 10 years minimum. And I will be covering hay, and it will be going to the auction markets for anything from $150 to $300 a ton. If I do second cut orchard, it will be going for $300 a ton. And the mushroom growers just get what I give them when I give it to them, because I am not going to go broke over them. And that's just a cold hard fact. That's it. So as far as a big M is concerned, I can't afford it. It's $450,000, right? Think about this now. $450,000. Now, if I got twice of what I'm getting paid for my mulch hay, or a guarantee that I'm going to get $130 a ton for the next couple of years, I'm not buying. There's no way I'm going to do it. Fertilizer costs $365 for liquid nitrogen per ton. Last year, 232. 232, 365 this right now for that. So I'm still putting the same nitrogen down. $560 a ton for the dry fertilizer. Yeah. So last year, 300 and some, 380 I think it was. So 560 to 300, 380. Maybe it was 370. Maybe it was 340. It was somewhere in there. 340, 360, 380. That's what it was. It went up and down last year as well. But, so this hay, I'm going to plant 300 acres of corn. That'll be $600 a ton for that stuff. But I'm buying Yeah, technically I'm buying the, 65. Technically I'm buying the compost, but that compost, that's going to save me some money and grow some corn. Of course, right now, corn is going to top $8 today in Pennsylvania, delivered.
Nice.
So, but it is $5.90. I think it's $5.90 for October corn right now. And $5.90 for October corn in Pennsylvania is pretty damn good. So I'm thinking of contracting coming up in the next couple of weeks. I'm probably going to contract October, November, December, 30,000 bushels for 10,000 bushels
asking
a month.
about hay tea. You tell us about your hay tea.
My hay what?
Tea, magnanakaw.
Oh,
What story about that?
the last conversation I had with her was a heated conversation. Okay? I basically told her she was an asshole, and she is an asshole.
Who is this?
The asshole down at the end of the property that took my hay. The hay thief.
Oh, okay.
So she, anyway, my neighbor kind of intervened and said, "Look, I'm going to talk to her, and I'll be the liaison, and I'll get it straightened out." And I said to him, I said, "Fine." He says, "Well, how much do you want for this?" I says, What I want is really an apology for stealing the hay. She knew it was getting taken. She's just a CUNT. That's what she is, a CUNT. And anybody that knows her and thinks any different of her, they haven't had a dealings with her. I wanna, hey, I'm really sorry that we did this, and what's it gonna take to make it right? That's what I really want.
Right.
And you know what? I'd settle for $300, right? $300.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm going to tell you a little story. A check came in the mail about a year and a half ago. No, about 9 months ago, right? 9 months ago, from a lawyer in Florida, from this woman. Now, I know she does horse shit, and she goes to Florida every year, and she's friendly with lawyers and stuff in Florida. And that's okay. Instead of making a phone call saying, "What's it going to take? I'm really sorry. What's it going to take to make this right?" She wrote a check for like $550, right?
Yeah, something like that.
$550. I'd be happy with $300. That would take care of the fertilizer and the herbicide that I put on the place. But no, that's not the point. She sends me a check for $550, and my client feels that this is a fair. That's not what I want. I'd like a normal human being to call me and say, "What will it take to make this right?" Not, "Here, this is what I'm giving you." First it was cash for what? What the hell was it? It wasn't even $200 or $260.
We were in North Carolina when
We were.
this shenanigan
And this
happened.
cash comes in like,
Right.
here's for what I did. Now, the deal was I knew they took it, they cut it, and I knew they were trying to make it. And the deal was, come get my wagon and bring it up to the farm. Shoot that hay into my wagon and bring it to my farm, and that would have been the end of it. I'd have got the hay, it would have been baled, my sister would have taken care of it. But they didn't do that. They baled it and put it in her barn. And that's it. So, she's an asshole. Alright? So, anyway, I get this $550 check. I wrote across it, "Kiss my ass," and mailed it back. Right?
Yes.
That's exactly what I did.
Yes.
And then on the letter they wrote, "If you want to talk to me, call me," and I gave them my phone number. Right?
Yes.
Right. So that's what I did. I did that. And we mailed it back. Right?
Right.
So my neighbor intervenes later on, and she says, "The last conversation I had with him, he upset me and scared me. I do not want to have anything to do with him." And sure enough, that's it. I don't need to. I thought I had an exit here. I don't need to talk to her. She's an asshole. She will always be an asshole. She is a no good CUNT, and that's it. That's it. No more. So now she has planted trees along the property line because, I'm the big bad farmer that lives there. And isn't that just right? You do something wrong. You don't try to rectify it in a normal human being manner. You're a douchebag about it. And then you're like, "Oh, well, he scared me." Well, I told you what you were. You're an asshole. Call me, talk to me, and we'll settle it. We'll talk about it. I tried the first time, but you took it. Instead of doing what I asked you to do, you took it. But no. That's what she is. So if I never get paid, that's okay. So she plants trees along the property line as though I was the one that trespassed on her property.
Oh, somebody says, and what happened? What happened to the crazy guy that was somewhere up the road from you?
Okay, so he got Mr. Joe. We call him Crazy Joe. Crazy Joe made motions like he was shooting at us the night before the incident, where he tried to shove that lawnmower underneath the Tim's tractor. Tim said he stopped just short of the tire. Well, he really didn't want to destroy his lawnmower, but he wanted to try to get Timothy to swerve into that telephone pole, I imagine. I don't know. But Tim didn't have time to react, and it didn't matter. So I went up to the police station. Yeah, I know. People are like, oh, why do you go to the cops over something like that? This man has shot someone when he was a teenager, when he was 16 years old. He is known to have shot someone. So when you have somebody that you know has shot somebody, the best thing to do is to actually go to the police over it. So I've been up there. I've got three different videos or four different videos. The log. This is the third video that I have of him doing something stupid, threatening and other things. But I've been up to the police station 4 times. So this police officer said, well, we have enough evidence now because this is an ongoing thing. It's not something that is just once and it's done. It's been going on now for almost 2 years. We have enough evidence now to actually arrest him and charge him with harassment. And I was like, well, here's the thing. I don't want him arrested because it's just going to infuriate him. And of course the cop loses interest then. He's like, well, if you don't want me to do my job, then what am I supposed to do? I told him, I said, look, what I want you to do is go over there and talk to him and say, listen, I have enough to arrest you and charge you with harassment. I have 3 videos now. We have 4 trips of you doing this. Not come up and complained about them because we haven't done anything.
What the hell? Oh.
So anyway, the cop was to come down and get Timothy's written statement. Had my written statement, got Timothy's written statement, and then he didn't show up. So I called up there. I'm like, hey, what's going on here? You know, this guy is out there now, and if you don't do something about it, he's just going to feel emboldened to do something more. He said, well, I'm sorry, we had a call and I had to go out on it because there's not too many of us up here right now. How's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock sound? I said, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock? I'll make sure that Timothy is there at 9 o'clock. So Timothy had his statement written out. I called Timothy up and said, tomorrow morning, you're to be at the farm at 8:15 because these cops are going to show up at 8:30 claiming they were there at 9 o'clock and you weren't there, so they don't have to deal with Crazy Joe. Well, sure as the Pope's Catholic. They showed up at 8:30, right on time. Timothy was there. And he says, oh, yeah, they came in right behind me. I got there at 8:25. I was like, yeah, right behind you. I said, I knew that's what they were going to do. So I came in at 9 o'clock, and I didn't see anybody. So they have 4 complaints from me, 1 complaint from Timothy. They got 5 complaints about this guy. Anyway, I drove in with the compost. I unloaded the compost. I get in my truck. I talk to the kids, the boys. I get in my truck. I'm going home to get something to eat because I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I want to relax for a little bit because I've been on the road for 6 hours. I'm tired. Sure as it could happen, there's the cops in the middle of the road. Crazy Joe's got the end of the driveway barricaded with garbage cans so nobody can go back there. And it's not far off the road. So the police, the Stadies, they stopped at the end of the driveway, walked back. I guess they walked him out to their car, and they gave him a pretty good spanking. He had paperwork in his hand. So they must have basically wrote it out for him. This is what's going to happen the next time. They did not arrest him. His mother is there, and she is not well. So I don't know how well she is or not well. The neighbor claims that she sees her out there getting the mail. I thought she was sick and dying and hospice was showing up every other day to take care of her, but apparently that's not the case. But his mother lives with him, and I don't want him arrested and then adult services comes and takes the old woman away. A, it's going to piss him off more. B, I don't want to be the arbiter of that type of thing to happen to him. I don't want him to be in that kind of a situation. I want him to just behave himself. Knock it off. We never did anything really bad to him. He came. The thing that started it all off was Timothy He threatened Timothy. Timothy didn't threaten. He threatened Timothy, and that's a machine right there. I
What
wouldn't
kind
mind.
of machine is
That is a grass seeding machine. It's got like a
Really? Can I zoom this? Oh, yes,
You can.
I can.
Yeah, but it's a Rotera. That's a Rotera grass seeding with a grass seeding attachment on it. And those things spin like this in the ground, and it will leave that soil just. The seed bed will be just pulverized. Nothing, not a clump, not a clod of grass, just pulverized.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's hard on the earthworms and stuff, so it's not really. It's perfect for seeding down grass. Let's put it that way. Good for alfalfa. Anyhow, I don't want him arrested. I don't want his mother to be taken away. I don't want him to be an asshole. I want him to knock it off. So I'm sure that's what happened. All that day. What?
Want fuel?
Not yet. That whole entire day, Joe, Crazy Joe, there were about 4 cars out there. So he must have called his family to come because he was upset about what just happened to him. And I came in with a tractor and sprayer. And when I did, he said something, and he didn't point, but he put his arms up like this and said something to him. And there was a woman that stood right in front of him, and she laid into him, started yelling at him. So he must have been like calling me something or whatever. I can only speculate as to what he said, but I'm sure it was not nice. And I don't care. Whatever he said, he said. But he got yelled at by this woman, and I have not seen him out since. I saw him in the yard the one day, and I passed him in his truck another day, and he just kept his eyes straight, 10 and 2, and drove right past, didn't say a word. So they must have spelled it out to him pretty good, because nobody wants to get arrested over that.
I hope that's the end of that.
I do. I hope it is too. But, again, is it going to escalate? I think Joe is on some pretty hefty medications personally, and I also think that he likes to hit the weed. Again, those are just my assumptions.
Hit the weed, huh?
Hit the weed. He likes smoking lefties, that's for sure. But, it is what it is, and that's what it is. So that's the deal with them. That's the deal with them. Yeah, but I'm getting itchy here. I need to get some. I need to
You're
get this.
getting the itchy?
I'm getting itchy. I need to get this compost home.
Oh.
And I need to. Not only do I need to get the compost home, I really need to get it spread. I've got. I would say 5 more loads is all.
What happened to the tractor window that was broken that Tim had posted on Instagram?
Okay, what tractor was it? I know nothing of this. There's an investigation that I have to do when I get home because I don't know who broke a window.
You get all the parts on the Krone?
Yeah. No. Dude, window. When did Tim post a broken window?
That was the Silent G. The Silent G asked that question.
Okay, Silent G? What tractor was it? Because I know nothing of this.
Chun.
I know that it happened. I know that it happened because yesterday when I was out at Deer Country, they, when did Tim post this and on what platform?
Yeah, when did Tim
Was
post
it
that?
Instagram?
He said Insta.
Well, he must have blocked me on it because I didn't see it. I don't know anything about it.
I don't know either, babe.
So anyway, I don't know what tractor it was, but I found out yesterday, and before I could get home last night, I forgot about it. And then today, I was like, I need to find out. We're going to do some investigating because I've been in the 7530, the 8530. I have not been in the 8530.
Okay, hold on, they responded. No response yet.
We'll go to Tim and see if it's there. Cody might have made him take it down.
Wes, when do you think you will start planting corn?
When the soil is right. What is it?
I'm looking on Tim. I don't see anything. He said it was on
Missing
Instagram.
person, red Ford truck, Ohio license plate.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. No, not here, bro.
I bet Cody made him take it down.
I bet. It's not there. It was the 7410 and it was a year ago now.
It ain't been, a year ago. We didn't break a 74. Oh, that's the 7810. And that was in North Carolina. Oh, you're talking old news. What happened to it? I put a new window in. What do you think happened to it?
Will you be going back to North Carolina this year?
I-76 and US 224 toward Akron.
That's your exit there. Right here.
I am.
Lodi, Akron.
Lodi, not
Oh,
Lodi.
Whatever. Lodi. Well, it's I, so.
Lodi, Ohio. That's
Still up there for me. Oh, where? What? I don't know. I didn't see it.
Take the exit, then keep right to merge onto I-76 east toward Akron.
Whoa, dude.
Keep right to merge onto I-76 east toward Akron.
These assholes don't realize that I got a lot of weight behind me.
No kidding.
Be the wreck of the old 97 if we don't get the brakes on.
You're right. They got a picture of William. He got a picture of Will.
Who does? Tim did. Oh, yeah, it's a nice picture.
Will is ready to go disc.
Well, it's older than that. It's a lot older than that.
Auntie Sol is calling me.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Seems to be a loader on it or something picture.
A loader on it. And then it's got to be my 7410.
And some comment says something about shooting.
Huh?
Wesley, has your son decided to return and seemed that the real world is like to get a job?
Joseph? Joe's in school. Joe went back to school.
You trailered the sprayer or you're pulling it?
Pulling it.
We're dragging it!
We're dragging that
We're
sucker.
dragging that sucker!
70 mile an hour, baby.
Oh, my baby's sleepy, so handsome.
Yep, 70. 65, 70. Shoe trails. Hardy Navigator 1100. That's what it is.
In 17 miles, take the exit to merge onto I-76 east toward Akron.
Well, isn't this 76 now? And let me tell you something. Anybody that's out there looking to buy a diesel truck because it'll outpull a gasser, I got news for you. They may outpull them, but not by enough to justify that load of horse shit. This sprayer probably weighs 5,000 pounds, I would say. It's heavy. It's heavy. It's a lot of mass. And this thing is dragging it down the road. Like, I'm going 65 right now. It don't care. I'm in Seville, Ohio. Anybody near here? It's drinking fuel, though. I will tell you that.
Good for Joe. I hope he gets a ladies, good education with ladies. What? Why do I hit
He
that?
just got a new job. He's working down there now. He is the maintenance manager for a motorcycle shop. He is the guy that when somebody brings in a bike, it's his job to upsell. Upsell is a fancy term for convince people to spend more money than they need to. Even though I love my son and I'm pretty sure he's a good con artist. Joe's a talker. He'll talk him up. I think they realized that when they brought him in for a interview. They brought him in for an interview to be a floor salesman, parts and floor salesman. And after interviewing him, they're like, yeah, well, we want you to, when a customer brings in a motorcycle to have tires changed or things done to the bike, it's your job to look it over and see if it needs new brake lines, new chains, sprockets, whatever. It's not his job to sell parts. It's his job to get them to think about putting or updating broken stuff. So yeah, that's his job. So he's doing that, and he's going to, what is it, MTI, I think is what it's called in Florida. Very reputable motorcycle repair school. So he will be there for a year and a half, right?
Somebody says, you are in my territory.
Yeah, it's a little farther behind in the greening up.
What are your thoughts on dairy? Seems dairy farmers are doing pretty good now.
You ever see Charlie Brown, the Charlie Brown comics?
Yeah.
Okay, so Charlie Brown and Lucy,
Ow, my hands.
right? You know Lucy?
Yeah.
Lucy's the girl.
Right.
Charlie Brown liked to kick a football.
Sure.
Okay, so let's call Dairyman Charlie Brown, and let's call the milk marketing administration, and the creameries Lucy. So Lucy holds a football up for Charlie to come and kick it. And just before Charlie actually makes contact with the ball, Lucy pulls the ball away. Charlie goes flying up in the air and falls flat on his back. That's the dairy industry. So they may be doing good now, but they've had the football pulled away from them so many times that they got a sore back. And don't worry, give it 6 months, they'll be flat on their backs again. So there you go. That's what my thoughts on the dairy business is. Unfortunately, I mean, we were in the dairy business until 2011. It's been almost 10 years. May or June. Maybe it was May 2011. June was the first month in my entire life, June 2011, that I did not have to worry about milking cows. And I didn't milk the cows the last 4 or 5 years. I was done with it. It was a dead end. It was a dead end. Even when we were milking 80 cows, it was a dead end. And milking 80 cows in a stanchion barn is not an easy feat. You know, feeding those cows. My job was to produce the grain, the silage, the haylage, and make sure that those cows had the feed that they needed during the, that was my job. I wrapped hay, I baled dry hay, little idiot bricks, big bricks, big blocks of hay, bales of hay, all that stuff. And in the end, it just was, we were left with worn out equipment. And the mushroom growers, they're starting to get that way with the hay producers, and they're going to have to get off of that kick, because there's going to come a point where the hay producers are going to say, you know what, fuck right off, we're going to grow hay, or we're going to grow corn, soybeans, wheat. We'll sell the wheat straw to you, and that's it, and we'll make good hay when we can. And you guys can go scratch your asses. And I got a feeling that this year is going to be a wake-up call for the mushroom producers or the composters. And the reason I'm saying that is, I'm out in Ohio, and I'm not seeing any wheat. All right? Now, I know there's wheat out here. There's a pocket of wheat in northwest Ohio, or northern Ohio, right along the Michigan border. There's a lot of wheat up there. Now, the wheat in North Carolina, my dad and mom were down there this past week, and they're talking about how the wheat is dead and there is corn planted through the dead wheat. Okay? That could be an issue, man, because if people are killing wheat to grow corn, they're going to kill wheat to grow soybeans. And if the wheat is marginal and they can get beans or corn in and make more money, I mean, right now, $5.90 a bushel for October corn. Well, it's not going to cost that much to get it in. I mean, that's still a good profit margin there. So they're going to grow more corn. And the wheat straw isn't so good right now. It isn't. It's about half of what it was last year. So how much are they actually going to get? If they get half of what they did last year, they're going to have to buy more hay. And I'm not going to pull any punches with them. If they tell me that it's $100, $105, $105, $110 a ton, I'm going to make as much good hay as I can, and I'm going to sell that to Amish out in Lancaster and wherever else hay needs to go. And that's it. Done deal. To heck with the mushroom growers. They'll get what I give them, and that's it. And they'll be short. And then price of hay will go up to $130, $140 a ton where it needs to be right now. I felt that they should have been at $110 last year. I really, honestly, and truly believe that $110 last year, I wouldn't be talking like this right now. It would be $110, and then it would have to go up $10 more, which would be just fine. Nobody's going to complain at $120 a ton for moldy oldie hay. It's not going to happen. It's just going to be like, oh, okay, 120 bucks, still making our payments, still able to buy that fuel and the fertilizer. Maybe we cut back on fertilizer a little bit, but I'm still this close.
How close?
This close to buying 20 tarps right now, 20 tarps, and putting it all into putting those 20 tarps, putting hay under 20 tarps.
Well, we'll see what their price is first, you know?
Oh, I'm going to do it anyway.
How much is per tarp?
$550, but if I buy 20, I can get it for $480.
Oh, okay. Plus no more Asian discount. No discount for you.
No Asian discounts. No Asian. Oh, there's a chair.
So that.
That thing will hurt. Norton, Ohio. You're at 261. Anybody near 261? Don't trade your life for texting. How about YouTubing? So we'll be home at about 9 o'clock tonight, right?
Yeah.
I figure about 9 o'clock we'll be home. I'll probably drive this sucker right into the house. I won't even take it home over to the farm.
Sure. What the hell?
It won't matter.
It won't matter.
She's pulling like a dream.
Yeah. Looks like
When I get to Pennsylvania, I'll be going 75.
I wouldn't risk that much.
Why not?
Well, right now you're comfortable at 70. Why ask?
Oh, I'm going 65.
Oh, you're 65 right
Yeah, I could be at 70 right now, but this guy in front of me, I don't want to be passing people with something that's 10 feet wide.
now? Yeah.
I don't want to risk it. You know, the Ohio State Police, they're aggressive. And if I'm doing something that they don't like, they're going to be aggressive on my ass. And I don't need that. But
Somebody says something. They're taking advantage of dropping our price for COVID. That's why LV is so crowded every morning.
oh, you're not kidding.
Jake Crumb. I don't know if you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You know, I was getting 100 and what was I getting from them? 112, 115.
Are you on 30? No, we are in 70. What the hell is this?
And we're on 97, right? No,
76.
76.
76 in third state.
Yeah. Cleveland, 1 mile. Yeah, 76 east, 224. The next sign will tell us where we're at. But anyway, Laurel Valley is a jammed up freaking mess. And Al called me the other day asking me how many loads I had left. And I said, well, I don't know how many loads, but I'm going to stretch you out into July. Oh, well, you got to tell me how many loads you got. I said, I don't know. I says, it depends. I mean, if I'm taking into both of you, I mean, you dropped your price. You dropped your price $15. You know?
Somebody's asking, what kind of tires on that sprayer? Isn't pavement gonna burn them up?
Well, let's put it this way. I didn't look. I don't care. Yeah, no, I don't care what tire. They're ag tires. They're traction tires that are turned around the opposite way, designed to roll on pavement. They're the rolling tire. You see, when you turn a traction tire around the opposite direction,
Mm-hmm.
it's in roll mode or pull tow mode. So it shouldn't wear as bad as it would if it was going the other way.
How's your fuel?
Half a tank.
Half a tank.
We're getting 12.2 miles at a gallon pulling that thing. Oh, I was going 70, but the speed limit's 65 here. So I'm slowing back down. Yeah, no.
Have you heard of the sprayer brand Topair?
Who?
Topair.
Never heard of it.
The Larson just got a new demo of one of that has a tank of 2,000 plus gallons.
Yeah. Now this is an 1100. I don't need look, I can go with two 1,100-gallon sprayers and be on two ends of the spectrum, two ends of two places, and be perfectly happy. And I don't need a 400 horsepower tractor pulling it. You get 2,000 gallons, 2,000 plus gallons of liquid in there, and if there's an accident or something, you send 2,000 gallons worth of shit down a ditch somewhere. It's big money. But anyway, now that is one of the reasons why I don't watch Larson Farms. Another reason I don't watch Welkers. It's another reason why I don't watch Millennial Farmer anymore. I do watch How Farms Works and Travis, the rest of the story, for two reasons. I like their content. Even though they do get demonstrations and stuff, they have a lot of stuff in between. It's not one great big long infomercial. And I don't have to hear, well, smart farmers go to FBN for their chemicals and fertilizer needs. I don't need to hear that. I know about that. I don't use FBN. I use a different company. And they actually, of course, the company that I'm using right now is having logistical problems, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. I'll be okay. If it gets to be like May 5th and I don't have this shit, you're going to see me in this truck, pulling a trailer, going to Illinois. I'm going to have a leaded glove where I'm going to punch this guy in the face, and then I'm going to load my shit up, and I'm going to bring it home. Because that's how I'm going to feel about then. But right now, I'm not in that terrible of a way. It's okay. I'm not that anxious to get seed corn in the ground. I don't have knit sweaters for those little seeds that are going to be freezing down
Take the
there.
exit to merge onto I-76 east.
Hey
to
Wes,
Radford.
finally coming home. I retired from Navy after 20 years.
Wow.
Be back in the States next week. Stephen, how you pronounce that last name? Beasley? I'm Asian, so I don't know. I no pronounce no English, so
You know pronounce no English.
no.
No, you can speak English just fine. Some of the stuff is funny to listen to her say.
Oh, shut up.
What did you say the other day? I'm like, what?
What did I just say the other day?
I don't know.
Care about the thing. Now 1.4.
Yeah.
You can't predict the weather. It's got hot, cold, hot, cold.
Yeah, it's
What the
51 degrees. When we left the house this morning, it was like 65.
Oh, somebody likes Brian's farming videos too.
Brian's farming videos. Well, there's nothing wrong. Not that Brian.
I was gonna say, is it the Brian?
No, not Brian Smith.
Oh, okay.
Not a foreigner farming in the Philippines. That guy's I watch his crap because I don't know how anybody can fail and fall flat on their face as many times as this guy can and still want to breathe air.
Hey Wes, I want to see you, Cody, Tim, do a tractor pull.
What would you like me to pull? A disc, a plow, or a planter?
Use the right lane to take
Or
the
a column.
exit to merge onto I-76
Teresa, are you
east
excited to get
Radford.
back in the baling tractor? Absolutely, yes. Pinhead, get a star on your arsenal. What the hell? What? Oh, Brian Brown. Is that one that you were saying?
Now, Brian's farming. Now, I've seen that channel. I haven't watched it much, here and there.
Oh, it's a ram.
I have to be careful because it's 30 mile an hour, and this thing is kind of top heavy.
Take the exit.
So yeah, Brian's farming. No, he's got a good channel. I'd say so. But I just hate all this. Look, I do a lot of shop work in my videos. Y'all know that. And there's a reason for that. I'm always doing shop work in my videos. That's what I do. When I'm out in the field, I get complaints. All you ever do is bale hay. That's what I do, And then if I'm mowing, it's all we ever see you do is mow hay. They're like,
Do you have to imitate the way they talk?
no, I was just doing my best. I was doing my best impression,
Right.
because look, farming, I love my life. I really do. I love my life. The reason I love my life is because yesterday when I woke up, I had no idea that I would be in Kenmore, Ohio. I just was like, you know what? That's it. I'm buying a sprayer. I called my wife. Teresa actually made this deal. Am I getting to the right?
Miles. Keep right onto
Yeah.
I-76 East
Yeah.
toward Akron.
Okay, yeah. I'm not taking 77. So I had no idea I was going to be here. I knew I was in the need of a sprayer, but this one here, I said, hey, Teresa, go to my computer and call that guy. Sure enough, she calls the guy, and there it is. Not a bad thing, not a bad price. I'm okay. Yeah.
Oh, there's 2 lanes.
Yeah, it's 2 lanes. I'm all right. I should get in the right lane, but yeah. And tomorrow, this sprayer will be behind a tractor, and it will be doing its job. And so will I. And I'll be spraying fertilizer. And of course, I'll get people that are like, shouldn't you have had all your nitrogen on your hay like a month ago? Well, yeah, I guess, if the weather was cooperating. But yeah, and most people, actually, I don't know anybody that does over 3,500 acres of hay.
To the right 2 lanes.
3,500 acres of hay. Plus drives hay down to the mushroom barns and brings compost back. Yeah. So anyway, whatever. It is what it is. And I enjoy doing these things. And I can be mowing, I can be baling, I can be raking, I can be stacking, I can be putting herbicide down on corn, I could be doing whatever. And that's what I like about my life. I don't go to an office, I don't sit down at a desk, I don't push computer keys for 25 miserable long years and then retire and say, God, I wish I was a park ranger in Yellowstone for my youth. It's just shit. It's just crazy stuff. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I take my family along. My wife has the most important and best job on this planet right now. And it's in the back seat. Sometimes she feels a little underappreciated. But to be quite honest with you, and I tell her this all the time, when you look back on your time that you've had with your son, and how we raised him together as a couple in an environment where he has one-on-one with his mom and dad at any given moment of his life, he will appreciate it. Maybe not when he's 16, maybe not when he's 20, but when he sits down with his new wife and they decide to have children, maybe then they will be able to do the same things we did, or they'll look back on it and say, you know what? My mom and dad were fortunate. Dad worked really hard so mom could raise me and help me. And dad was there anytime I wanted to get in a tractor and blah, 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 so on and so forth in there. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your auntie, right? There you go. But yeah.
Oh, somebody's asking about, wait. Do you think you will sell one of the John Deere B's and A? I guess when you retire.
No.
No, you're gonna keep them until you forever and ever. Amen.
No. Would I consider selling one? Is that was the question? I have.
Do you think you would sell one of the John Deere's B's and A's?
Yeah, I would. If somebody wanted to purchase, I have a B that somebody welded the axle. I got it for free, and
What, B was welded?
the axle was welded.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And for some reason they welded a piece of rebar on it instead of going and buying the proper wedges to go in there.
I see.
And what that did was it created a stress on the axle, and it was breaking off. And I touched it, which was a good thing that I did this. I backed the baler up and I touched the rear wheel, not really hard, but hard enough that axle snapped the rest of the way off. It was about halfway through. So if I was actually taking that tractor down the road or pulling a wagon load of hay with it, or a wagon load of hay going up that hill with that little B tractor, it would have snapped that axle and somebody could have seriously got hurt. So, but that tractor was given to me, and I have a parts tractor and a new axle. Both axles will be replaced. But the A, I would sell that John Deere A. It's a 47 slant dash. I have $1,200 into it. I actually have all 99% of the parts for it. But yeah, I have it. I need to get over here to Youngstown.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in the east.
Well, let's see how fast this sucker.
Did New Holland ever come back with you about oh, come on.
About what?
Hold on. Did New Holland ever get back with you about demoing Big Baler?
New Holland would rather shove their CEO's dick into a meat grinder than ever do any business with me. So no, the answer is no. They're not ever going to do that.
Are you still going to build your own hay rake? That was the plan.
That was the plan, but unfortunately, what happened? We got stuck in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we got stuck in Oklahoma.
And when we got stuck in Oklahoma, we were there for a week and a half longer than we should have been.
Yeah.
And it screwed the pooch. And I've been playing catch up ever since. Lewis got COVID. Lewis was really sick. He had 2 weeks of a mess. I had to come back and I had to play catch up. And I've been playing catch up ever since.
Oh, rough road, jeez.
Oh, it's not bad.
What are your thoughts about the old Krone Big Pack? Do you think a Heston is better?
No. Heston, okay. I think I've explained this before. My thoughts on Heston is they're good balers. They're good. They're good at everything that they do. They're good in hay. They're good in straw. They're good in silage. Just good. They're not excellent in anything.
So there's a good and there's an excellent.
So when you go to a Krone, and it'll do a good job. It's just good. They're good. They're good and cheap. All right. So when you buy a Krone, it's like going down to the dealership, your car dealership, and saying, I like that Cadillac. There's a Cadillac in front of me.
Yeah.
I like that Cadillac. That Cadillac will get me from my house to my job with comfort, style, and it's an excellent ride.
Right.
But right next to it sits a Chevrolet. They look kind of the same. Same body line, same everything. Smaller engine. Maybe the suspension isn't quite so good. The radio is cheaper. But it will get you do the same job, not excellent. You won't be as comfortable. You won't be as productive when you get to your job. You won't be as happy when you get home to your wife and kids because you've had a rougher ride. And it's just, So that's what a Krone is. When you go to a dealership and you're like, wow, that Krone is going to cost me $20,000, $30,000 more than what that Heston is going to cost me. I guarantee you go to the field and you bale your entire season, as long as it's maintained correctly and properly, you will bale it faster, smoother, with less problems than you've ever had with anything else.
Yo,
it will be an excellent experience.
It's 60 here.
So what am I doing? 60?
65.
No, I'm doing 60. Here, watch. Proof. 61.
Okay. I thought I see 60.
Do you see the line through it?
Yeah.
That was not my speed. The speed's on the analog. So anyway, is that right lane and exit? It is. Right lane ends in a half a mile. So anyway, that's what a Krone is. You go to the field, it will bale excellent, excellent, excellent. Wheat straw, excellent. Hay, excellent. Mulch hay, excellent. Silage, excellent. And when you're done, you park it in the shed, you go home, you wake up the next morning, you run your grease fittings, you run your grease gun over the whole entire thing, and you go and you bale excellent all the time. At the end of the year, there are certain things. And Krone, if there's a problem with a Krone, you may order a part from Krone and it may come and you're like, wow, why is this so much different than the other part that I had problems with last year? Well, Krone will take that part that is problematic and they'll be like, we're tired of shipping this thing out. We're going to update this thing. And we're going to make it so that these farmers don't have to buy 4 of them. We'll just have it so they buy 1. And it's fixed. No more problems. Oh, your stub augers, the feed augers in your header, they're folding over. No worries. Krone beefs up the last 4 inches of that auger is twice as thick as what it is. Now, I own a Heston. I own a Heston 4910. They make a new Heston 4x4. I don't know what the number is, but when I buy parts for that, those parts are heavier, built to take it. But the old Heston 4910, even though it's pretty much the same damn baler, you still get those cheesy toilet paper augers that fold over and doesn't feed right. You still get the cheesy bands, cheesy pickup teeth, cheesy. They never update the older equipment. When a new baler comes off the line, a Krone Big Pack 1290 HDP high speed, the first one that came off the line, my 2015 model, even though I got it in 2016, my 2015 model, when I buy parts, it is updated to the 2021 model. That's what it is. So when I buy parts, I can go to the new 2021 model, less the electronics, but everything else on there will be exactly the same as what the 2021 model is. Now, next year, 2022, my model is discontinued. It will be the 1290 HDP high speed, but it will be the 2022, and it is different. It is different. So that will start the next generation, and Krone will continue to do that. No other company does this. No other company.
Someone's asking, how did the Heston do up north?
I didn't take it. It was a Krone. We took the Krone. Took the Krone. Oh, I need to get gas before we leave this state.
Yeah, the special bit is expensive.
Yes. Yeah, no, I didn't
So
take
how
this.
many bales do you Krones do per year? Well, they're really
Okay,
Oh, come on.
we did.
And somebody else is asking the price on the Krone. Wes, not trying to be nosy, what would a new Krone baler cost?
The brand new 2022 model, if you order it today, is somewhere between $230,000 and $240,000.
How much?
$230,000 and $240,000. That's what I was told. Now, I haven't priced it yet. My plan is, by the end, midsummer this year, I'm going to order the new 2022. New 2022.
You're gonna swap the old ones?
I'm going to swap. I don't know that I'm going to swap off the old one. I will probably sell that one to a very happy new owner, because that baler, I am confident that it is better today than it was 2 years ago. I really do. We've gone through that thing and done a lot of work to it, and she's in really good shape. There's one more thing that needs to be done to it, and I would say that thing is as good as a brand new baler right off the line, and that is the bearings that run the VFS derailing, this stuffer bar and the derailleur. That thing, I would do those. But other than that, that thing's perfect. New cams, new bill hook tongues, I got so much new stuff in that thing, and it'll bail flawlessly. But yeah, anyway, there you go.
You're gonna get fuel?
Uh,
Oh, that's food, yeah.
Yeah,
Aren't you hungry yet? He's losing weight. Look at him. He's like skinny. Skinny weenie. Oh, much good Hercules.
think I'm skinny. I'm built like a brick shithouse, motherfucker. Yeah. Don't mess with me. Now, my wife tried to make me a fat man.
I am not trying to make you a
My
fat
wife, now, no, in all essence, it's not a bad thing if I lived in the Philippines, right? So when I go back to the Philippines, what are your friends all going to say when they see me?
I'm a lousy woman.
Because?
I'm a lousy, you're skinny.
Because I've lost weight.
Yeah.
I feel better than I did. I've lost like 15 pounds. Maybe more. I don't know. I haven't been on the scale. But I can see it in my face. I'm going to get gas here because we got about a third of a tank. 12 miles to the gallon is what we're getting right now.
That's not bad at all.
Well, it's going to go down to about 11.
Yeah, well.
So, and what is my diet?
Eggs.
Eggs.
Itlog.
Yep, I'm eating eggs. I do have meat as well. like steak and chicken.
Use the middle lane to merge onto
But for the most part,
I-76 East.
I'm eating deviled eggs.
Looks
About
like one of the tires, trailer tires, is getting low.
on what?
I don't know.
Who is it?
Somebody says it.
I don't have
Too
any.
much pancit.
Too much pancit.
You don't like pancit. Wesley does not like pancit. He likes lumpia.
Oh
The
yeah,
spring rolls.
I like lumpia.
That's what he likes. He doesn't really like the pancit.
Oh, I like adobo chicken. I like a lot of things. Whatever your mother makes, my God, there's some good stuff in there. She even puts basil leaves in there. I'm going to go after this. I don't see a no right on red sign.
Didn't say it.
Well, my problem is these freaking trucks. They're coming pretty quick, and I don't want to hit anything, you know. And we're about ready to turn green now, right?
Yep, you're green.
We're green.
Yes.
You know, they got some weird ass signs. See, I have to come out into this lane to do this properly. And I'm quite happy because I'm on the end
Lumpia
here.
and monkey on a stick.
Oh, well, I've never had monkey on a stick.
Monkey on a stick? I never
Proceed to the
had monkey
route.
on a stick.
I don't think there's such a thing, babe. I think that guy's busting on you.
Monkey on a stick.
I'd like monkey on a stick. I'd eat monkey on a stick. Oh, my ass is sticking out of this.
Alright, you want me to end this thing? Or are you still gonna bullshit around with
Oh,
that?
yeah. Say goodbye.
And earn your 5% down through June on up to $1,500 in purchase